Here's a spike strip. They're throwing it out right there, and he's going to try to get him. Let's see. Nope. The officers had to take cover.
Welcome to Viral Twist. He stole a truck, but drove like he borrowed it. Blinkers on, vibes calm, and Hollywood got a free show.
Are they confirming that it's just this one driver in the vehicle, or is that unknown as well?
Well, it's unknown to us. They may have said it at some point in the pursuit. In fact, when we launched to this chase, we were actually going to another chase. There was actually 3 pursuits going on at the same time. We came to this one because it was closest to us. But so I lost a little bit of track of this one as we were listening to the first one we were headed to that ended up in Orange County. But this one here is definitely the one I was listening to earlier before all the other ones started, and it wasn't a pursuit at that point, but they were trying to get the locator on it. It has some sort of tracking device. I don't know if it's a cell phone that was in the vehicle or if it's like a LoJack system that's in the vehicle, but they were trying to get locators on it. They were on surface streets in the Studio City area, and that's when LAPD Hollywood Division North Hollywood Division officers got into the pursuit with it, and once it got on the freeway, they handed it off to the CHP. So it's hard to say how many people are on board. It might just be the driver, but you really can't. We really couldn't tell. It looks like the window in the back is tinted, so we can't really see what's in there.
That was a big move.
Bit erratic there, yeah, for sure. Using the shoulder of the road to pass here. He's got heavier traffic and nowhere to go. It's starting to jam as it approaches the 101 interchange. I'm sorry, the 101, 170, and 134. So you see, I'm listening to, this is interesting. So because of the size, I thought maybe they wouldn't try to pit maneuver, but they're talking about possibly trying that. We'll see if that happens. They're saying they're not going to do it yet, but if it presents itself, they will try to do a pit maneuver on this vehicle. At the speeds it's going, it's possible they'll be able to get it to spin out of control, but we'll see. They're concerned right now about the heavy traffic, and here's Coldwater Canyon in about, look like about a half mile there. But look at that, passing on the shoulder, going up onto the gore point there a little bit, and he's going to continue to evade those officers right behind, going all the way over, trying to use whatever open lane is available. Here's a trailer there broken down on the side. And we'll see what happens as maybe he'll get off on the next off-ramp, maybe not, but really getting close to back where this pursuit started. Well, and the CHP is still talking about possibly getting a spike strip out ahead of it. So we'll see if that can happen or not. But it's continuing, like you said, southbound here on the 101 freeway, heading towards downtown LA. And, I can tell you, I'm looking up there a couple miles ahead. It looks like about Western. It definitely bogs down. So this driver's going to have to make some decisions here. If he's going to stay on the freeway or not when he gets to that point, because it gets, as you know, it gets very narrow there for any kind of shoulder or center divider, or even non-existent at times. So we'll see what happens. But again, a stolen vehicle here out of the North Hollywood LAPD division. They were tracking it and started going into pursuit. Now the CHP has been in pursuit of this now for an hour, and passing Gower right now, 101 southbound.
Yep, so he's sneaking up on us at this hour. And Gil, you also mentioned when you guys launched the helicopter, there were 3 pursuits going on at the same time. You picked this one because it was closer, but that's pretty intense with the 3 pursuits going on all at the same time.
Looks like he's making an exit.
Here he is. He's taking Sunset Boulevard, so he's in our backyard basically right now.
And we'll see what the driver decides to do here. Let's see if that unit there in the lead tries to do a pit on this turn. This is a good opportunity for a pit maneuver. Yeah. And there he goes.
Watch out.
Oh, look at that, right against that bus.
Wow.
And now
so he is on
westbound.
Hollywood now.
Yeah, Hollywood Boulevard heading west.
And the units that are behind it are CHP, but they're with the central division of CHP. They were handed off from the West Valley division. Here we are on Hollywood Boulevard, and we're going to see what happens as he goes very slowly here westbound.
Again, glad that he's going slowly because, in situations like this, especially with this heavy utility truck, if he blows through an intersection, could be super dangerous for other vehicles. At least he's taking a moment to check out if other cars are coming in a different direction and moving into the heart of Hollywood right now, over by a couple of the hotels there. If he keeps going, he'll eventually be in the heart of tourism, where all the tourists are. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's the W hotel right there, or getting close to the W hotel.
Yeah, it's coming
up the next block.
So we're going to try to stay right behind the vehicle as it continues, like you said, into the heart of Hollywood. There's the Pantages, and 27 miles an hour right now as he approaches Argyle.
Well, and I think also a good thing here, and Gil, you may be able to speak to this as well. They've been talking about doing a pit maneuver or spike strip rather for quite a while, and maybe in this situation it might be easier to throw that spike strip down because he's on residential streets.
Yeah, that could be a good opportunity, but I can tell you right now the CHP is asking for the LAPD to take over the pursuit again. So it would be Hollywood Division officers that will re-engage here if and when they do that. But for now, CHP staying in the pursuit, coming into the intersection here, and still westbound on Hollywood Boulevard, right at Highland.
Well, I thought for a second there he was going to stop right in the middle of the intersection.
Yeah.
He's driving really slow at this point. Maybe he's got a fuel problem. That might be the problem now.
It's true.
That could be.
Following the stolen utility truck that is now on Hollywood Boulevard, headed west, and no idea where he's going to head once he hits the T-bone.
Yeah, there were several times where I thought the guy was going to stop, right? We saw Hollywood Boulevard when he was there at the biggest tourist section possible, right? El Capitan Theater, and right in that area, you have a lot of pedestrians, a lot of tourists who are walking in the roads, a lot of times not paying attention. But as you can see here, this is what he does. He slows down at each intersection. Kind of, you can probably tell it looks both ways before then taking off again. But driving very slowly, at least that's the safe part in all this. In the same direction, slow, slow, slow.
And does he, Gil, can you tell, does he have his window? He has his window down. Now he's crossing over. Okay, so he's going to go left. Is this Laurel? Where do you take a left on?
Let me see here. Southbound, it's Fairfax. It is on Fairfax now.
Okay.
So that's where they were talking about a spike strip. He may have seen it up ahead and decided to turn. But it's heading now towards Sunset from Hollywood, and they were talking about trying to get that spike there at Fairfax.
And we saw that he had his hand out the window, kind of leisurely just driving along. Does it look like no one's in the passenger at this point?
Yeah, we haven't been able to see. Also, we spoke with a CHP representative, and they said that it's unclear if there is someone else in the vehicle with him. Now we're definitely on Sunset Boulevard now, and we're headed back east. So he's going to be very close to us pretty soon here in Hollywood. Again, he would have the option, if he keeps going in this direction, he'll have the option to get back on the 101. He could go north or south, and we've seen him start in North Hollywood and then...
Oh, going into the left lane here.
Oh,
here's
a spike strip. They're throwing it out right there, and he's going to try to get him. Let's see. Nope. The officers had to take cover because the guy veered towards them. They did not hit the spike strip. They got it out there, but just not quite in the right position, and they couldn't operate it. But the officers having to dive behind their vehicles to take cover. But that's unfortunate. But, you know, there's plenty of opportunity ahead, especially at this speed, to get other units with spike strips ahead and try that once more.
And again, right now you're watching a CHP pursuit at this point. Still CHP officers, I believe, behind this gentleman. This is in Hollywood on Sunset Boulevard, heading
stopping
eastbound, just stopping his vehicle now.